coming on to something like this if you're not familiar with it. Okay, so we're going to try mobilizing, working our left, right side, and then we'll maybe do a little bit of extra work on our right side, just to kind of try and balance things out for those of you who feel a little bit lopsided. So feet flat on the floor, shoulders round and back and down, and we're just going to start by taking a big deep breath in and reach your arms up. Doesn't matter how high they come, doesn't matter if they're straight, just reach them up above your head. Take a big deep breath in, and then bring them back down again. Try not to knock over your favourite vase. And taking another big deep breath in again. So however this looks to you, they don't need to come up to a certain height, there's no right or wrong, and then taking them back down. And just noticing as you're doing this, how do your shoulders feel? How does this movement feel? Take the biggest, deepest breath in, and then exhale, take it back down. Rest your arms down by your side, and we'll just take a couple of shoulder rolls. In fact, let's do this one side at a time. So as you roll one shoulder, just noticing how that shoulder feels. Is it noisy? Is it creaky? Does it have a full range of motion, or does it have a kind of limited range? And then circling it forward. So this is, I like to think of this as like my little MOT, and I just start with one part of the body and then just check in, try the other shoulder. Does it feel different? And as I do this MOT and I just check in with all these different parts of the body, circling it forward, you can notice, you can say, oh, my left shoulder feels a little bit tighter than my right. But we try to do this without giving ourselves a hard time. So it's not like, oh, I've got this terrible left shoulder, it's so bad. You know, our shoulders aren't bad. We don't have a bad and a good shoulder. We might think we do, but one of them is not naughty. Okay, from here, we're just going to start taking a little bit of a reach up with one hand and then a reach up with the other hands. So again, doesn't matter how high it comes, just reaching up. And you can do this as fast or as slow as you want, almost as if you're going to reach up, ring a bell, and then come back down. And some of this might get your heart up a little bit. So when we start raising our arms above our heads, it's a great way to raise your heart rate. If you want to keep it a little bit lower, slow it down, that's fine, even if it's just coming up a little bit. Then we're going to start adding our opposite knee. So knee and arm. And this is crossing the left and right side of your body. And using the whole body. If you can, try and sit up as tall as you can. And we'll go 10, 9, 8. Up to you whether you keep it slow or if you can go for a little bit more energy. Whoo, as if you're back in the 80s Jane Fonda classes. 3, 2, and 1. And then take it down and just let your everything rest for a moment. We're going to tap hand to opposite knee and lift the opposite knee. So we're crossing now, hand to opposite leg and tap. So this is kind of coordination as well as legs. So we'll go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. As much as you can, try and stay upright. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now I'm going to give you a real coordination challenge. We're going to do same hand, same knee. Same hand, same knee. This is where it gets complicated. You're going to cross opposite hand to opposite knee. Cross opposite hand to opposite knee. Okay, a little bit faster. Same hand, same knee. Cross, cross. Most people get that mixed up the first time. So if you did it, well done. If you didn't, you're just like everyone else. The whole point is having a bit of a laugh. Same hand, same knee. Cross, cross. Same hand, same knee. Cross, cross. Let's go for 4 the same. Same hand, same knee, same time as me. Now cross, 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 cross. Same hand, same knee, same time as me. Cross, 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 cross. Last one. Same hand, same knee, same time as me. Cross, 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 cross. Shake out. If you got all of those right, well done. I know it took me ages to get that. The first couple of times I was like, same hand, same knee, no way. Okay, this time we're going to kick our legs. So instead of lifting the knee, I want you to kick your leg. So karate kick. And we're just going to go 10. Kick with a little bit gusto if you want. You can lean back a wee bit, but don't fall off the back of your chair. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And these kicks might be lower, it might just be taking that foot forward. Now we're going to do a karate chop with our arm. So as if you're karate chopping down, with or without sound effects, or as if you're throwing, so that overhead throwing action. Opposite hand, opposite leg. Karate chop, arm and leg. And 8, 7, 6, 5, chop that karate board in half, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let everything settle down a little bit again. I'm going to take our arm out, take a big stretch over to the side, and bring it back in. Other arm, stretching over to the side, and bring it back in. How many of us feel like we sit like this too often? Bring our shoulders forwards. I definitely do. So pull the shoulders back and use this as a chance to open across the side of the body and bring it in. So it's as if you're reaching and you can look along the arm at the same time. And reach. And reach. Okay, we're going to take that reach up and then bring it in. And reach up and bring it in. And 4, big long reach. 3, you can move your body, you can move your head. 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to take the arm and the leg. So if you need to, you can sit forward a little bit. If at any point the arm and the leg feels too much, just choose one. Do arm or leg, it's fine. So arm and leg, reach and bring it in. Arm and leg, reach and bring it in. And it might not reach as far as me. It might just be coming slightly to the sides. It could be super small. It might not even be noticeable. But if you can, arm and leg, reach and bring it in. Arm and leg, reach and bring it in. We'll go 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. We're going to take a little bit of opposition. So this whole using your left, right side of the body in opposition is great for coordination. So we're going to go arm and leg and bring it in. Opposite arm and leg and bring it in. Opposite arm and leg. So I'm adding a little bit of a lean. It's up to you whether you do that. Don't lean so far that you fall off the chair. That's the only rule. We'll take 4 and in, and 3 and in, and 2 and in, and 1 and in. Good. Okay, I'm going to shift back a little bit. I'm going to get our heart rate up just by running our feet. So we're on the ball of the feet. You can add the arms if you want. I'm going to go as fast as I can. A really squeaky chair. I'm going to go fast as you can for 10. And as fast as you can. It's up to you. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to do the same with our heels. I do have the squeakiest chair in the world. Worried that the whole thing's going to collapse. Maybe it wasn't designed for this kind of action. And relax the thighs. Okay, let's give our legs a rest and do a little bit with our hands and our arms. So I know when I was in one day, someone was talking about the hand and the hands feeling weaker. So just a little bit of work for your hands. We're going to start off, we're going to push away. And I really want you to try and pull all your fingers towards you. So rather than pushing away with the kind of hand just like that, really try and pull your fingers back. And then make a fist and hug it back in, squeeze those elbows back. So I'm bringing this fist all the way to my ribs. And again, that's opening across the front of my chest and trying to counteract some of the slouching that I do from day to day. So push your hands away, pull your fingers back, and make a fist and draw it back, elbows squeeze into your sides. Press away, fingers come back, really try and work the wrists rather than just the arms. So press as if you're pushing something super heavy away, pull it in, make a fist, make that super tight fist. And let's use our fingers this time, push away, spread the fingers, make a fist and twist it back in. And 2, press the hands away, make a fist and bring it back in. Push 1, bring the hands away, make a fist and bring it back in and squeeze those arms back and then rest them down. Give your fingers a little bit of a shake if they need it. I'm going to come back to that kind of idea of full body. So I'm going to step my feet a little bit apart this time, and this is like a skydive. So keeping your back upright, I'm not curving the spine, so I want you to think about coming forward with a long spine, and at the same time, I'm going to swish my arms back. So from the side, it looks like this. This is how I think of skydiving. Never done it, but if I was to try it, this is how I think I would do it. So we're going to come upright and then go whoosh, pull the shoulders back and then back up. And whoosh, shoulders back, arms reach behind you. And 8, tailbone reaches away, so there's no carving in the spine. 7, skydive. Whee! I like to imagine that I'm actually jumping from a plane. And we'll go 3, belly button to spine. And 2, squeeze the shoulders back, reach back with the fingers. And 1. And back up. Good. Okay, again, full body. So we'll try the legs first. I'm sitting a wee bit forward again. I'm going to try jumping both legs out and bring both legs in. So if that felt too much, do one leg and then the next time do the other leg. Or keep it super small and in, your choice. So both legs out, both legs in, both legs out. We're going to try adding the arms. Make everything really, really big. Make everything really, really small. Super big, super small. When you open it big, reach to the corners of the room. When you bring it in small, pull your belly button into your spine. And we'll go 4, biggest star yet, bring it in. 3, open your chest. 2, biggest one yet, and even if it's not as big as the star shape I'm making, whatever star shape works for you, 1. And breathe back in. Rest your hands, rest your legs. We're going to do a little bit more of some hand action. So what am I going to do? I'm going to work on turning the hands one way and in the other way. So palms face up, palms face down. This is also good for strengthening your shoulders. This is surprisingly challenging. So if your arms are feeling really tired, bring them down a little bit, or you can take a rest anytime you want. We'll go for 4 more. And 4, palms face down. 3, and down. And 2, and down. And 1, and down. Rest those arms. I'm going to come through our castanets. So thumb hits first finger, second finger, third finger, pinky, and then back again. Da, da, da. A little bit of coordination. So we're going thumb touches finger, 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 change, change, change. Okay. So keep going with that. Da, 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 da. And last set. Let's try with the other hand. Notice if one side feels easier. You don't need to hold your hand so high. You can if it feels okay and it's giving you a little bit of extra strength in that arm. If it needs to come down a little bit, that's fine too. Now we're going to try both together. And then you're going to try speeding up. And speed it up without too much desire for perfection. Done is better than perfect. So if you hit the same finger twice, if you drop your castanets, don't worry, just move those fingers. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then rest the arms down. Okay, shake out your shoulders. And take a little bit of action in the neck. So I'm going to press my arms forwards and then push them back and find your chair and use your hands to sit up a little bit taller. So we're on slightly different chairs. Maybe that's pushing down with your arms. Maybe that's, for my chair, what feels good is just having my hands under. If you've got a different chair, that might not be possible. And then using that to roll my shoulders back. So I'm physically, instead of being here, using my arms to pull the shoulders back. And what we're going to do is look over one shoulder. So check out what's happening over that side of the room. And then look over the other shoulder, moving slowly. And just seeing what range you have in your neck. And changing. We'll go one more each side. Try and keep using your arms to lengthen your spine. Okay. So one thing, just thinking about your posture, one thing that we want to be aware of is our chin. So generally your chin is level rather than lifting up here. It's okay to lift your eyeline a little bit, but we don't want to get into this habit. So when you turn, sometimes when people turn their heads, they'll kind of turn off on a bit of a tilt. If you can imagine your chin, like you're turning your head from your jaw. Imagine someone actually take your fingers, just take them to your jaw, and then turn your head from your jaw, even if it doesn't go as far. So rather than lifting your jaw, try and keep jaw level and then take it the other way. It's a little bit weird. So just kind of moving, keeping that jaw one level. And just resting right there in the middle. Bring your hands down. Okay, let's do another hand one. So I'm going to come closer so you can see my hands. I'm just sitting up upright. I'm going to take hands out, and then I'm going to try and touch my fingers as low as I can on my palm. So take them all the way. So rather than just making a fist where the fingers curve in, trying to touch the fingers right the way down. So it uses the hand, and then make a big spiky hand. So try and touch those fingers to the base and then spiky hand. We'll go 18, 17. Touch the fingers down as much as you can. So it gets quite tiring, this. And trying to touch the base of your hand, or even thinking about trying to touch the wrist rather than just making a fist. 8. Give it a squeeze every time. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then taking that back down. Okay, we're just going to do 2 minutes of a little bit of arm strength. So I would normally do this with a couple of light weights like water bottles. What we'll start with today is not using any weights. And instead of, so we were talking about if you're having one side weaker, we're not going to do, because everyone might be slightly different, we're going to do equal amounts on both arms. But what I want you to really think about is if there's, so, you know, say for me, my right side is stronger. So maybe I'm a bit more kind of gusto with my right side. Really think about engaging the side for you that feels weaker and squeezing that muscle a little bit tighter, and notice if it's tiring. So we're just going to start with bicep curls. You can imagine you're holding a weight, make a fist to make that quite strong, and then curve it up. And instead of just stopping here, I'm actually going to curve my wrist right away and for a little bit of wrist work. Try and keep that. And then as I take it down, flick the wrist back, if your chair allows. If it doesn't, that's okay. So we've got a bit of wrist here as well. And think about the arm that feels weaker, or the side that feels weaker, and try and work that a little bit more. So tuck the wrist in, and then squeeze it back and flick. Tuck it in and squeeze it back and flick. Really try and engage the muscles. So rather than just moving as it comes in, as if you're posing for a bodybuilding competition, tense up your muscles. And last one, squeeze it in and tense, and then rest down. So I can feel my forearms there, and my wrists and my fingers, and also my biceps. So we're going to take into imagine you have your weights again. Don't squeeze so hard this time. In fact, just take your hands out. This is called dumb waiter. So roll the shoulders back, and then just open your arms. This is why it's called dumb waiter, because it's as if you're holding, if you imagine you're holding a plate of food, bring the arms back in and open across the chest. Bring it back in. So I think of drawing my shoulder blades together. Notice the range on each side. And we'll go 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And then just another set of bicep curls here. So try and touch your shoulders and take it down. It doesn't need to come all the way. So I'm touching my shoulders, it's out to the sides, and touching the shoulders and squeeze, and down. touching the shoulders and squeeze, and down, and 3. Keep the shoulders open at the front, 2, and 1. Last thing, take your hands up and turn the palms down. Turn the palms up and squeeze the elbows in. Take the arms out, palms come down. Turn the palms up and squeeze the elbows in. 3, turn the palms down and open the chest up. And 2, and 1. Okay, let's take a little stretch. So I am going to take hand to my underneath, so the arm comes out, touch your shoulder if you can, and then just lift that up. It might not go very high, it might come all the way up. It's up to you, but yeah, just trying to get a stretch down the front of the arm. And then think of the stretch coming all the way down the front of the body, and try and create a little bit more space between your ribs and your pelvis. So instead of stretching down here and letting it come forwards, try and lift your ribs away from your pelvis and lifting up and up and up. And then taking that arm down. We'll try the same with the other side. So bring the hands in and try and lift up the elbow. Doesn't matter how high it comes. And then lift out your waist. So think of lifting up the ribs out of the pelvis. And 3, 2, and 1, and bringing it back down. Okay, we'll take let's do both arms at the same time. Take the arms out wide, stretch, and then wrap the arms around you as much as you can. Walk your fingertips and try and give yourself a hug. And now take a big deep breath into your shoulder blades. So try and spread the shoulder blades, pull the shoulders down, and you should get a stretch like along the back of your shoulder blades. You can round your back a little bit, and then taking them the other way. So whichever arm is on top, other arm on top this time. Wrap, wiggle your fingers round. Breathe into the shoulder blades. Nice big long deep breaths. And then undoing that, we're just going to finish with a little twist. If you've been told not to twist for any reason, you can just finish sitting tall. If twisting is okay for you, we'll just keep this one simple today. Take your hand to your opposite knee and take a gentle twist. Maybe your hand comes behind and helps pull you around with the chair. Grow nice and tall. And then changing sides. And then bringing it back down. And finishing just as we started. So taking a big deep breath in and reaching the arms up. And then as you breathe out, bring the arms down. Rest the hands on top of your thighs. And just, give yourself a little clap. This is a pat on the back. Okay. So, if there are things that you specifically want to work on, so maybe next week we'll add in a little bit of resistance and slow it down and do a little bit of strengthening work, which you can do with or without a weight or a water. Like I'd say a water bottle would be fine, or even a tin of beans, 2 tins of beans. And then you can always choose to put them down. You can choose not to use them. But we could think about doing some specific strengthening work for the upper body and the sides and stuff, if that worked. But if you have any feedback from today, you can either give it to me now or you can email someone, whoever sent you the email for this link. You can say kind of anything you like, and we can get some music or something for next week too. Good.
Yeah. I thought my left side